In lieu of recent events, when this was initially written, it was written in past tense. But not anymore, because sometimes they soar, when they should have simply sailed away. So, oh man, where do I start? Am I about to see where it all began? 11. These last several hundred songs were hit and miss for sure. Are you still here, right now, with me? Then please listen. I am going to attempt to do something that I have never tried before. I'm going to be studying the psychology of abuse and how such things affect 3 generations, how to stop the cycle of abuse, and how Generation 3 can help Generation 2 heal from Generation 1's abuse. As far back as I have knowledge of, I will try my hand at diving into my renderings in hopes of understanding myself a bit more. If I fail, you will know. I won't make it to 1,000. If I succeed, you will also know. I am currently studying a few different things: philosophy, psychology, Buddhism, and as many self-help and understanding me that I can, and I have come a long way, but I still have a long ways to go. I want your advice if you have anything to share with me, and I will do my best to be humble and listen. If I don't listen, then that just means I haven't defeated that non-existent thing, and that thing is ego. It's not you. It's not me. It just is, and it is something that is not of me. So my apologies. I may have to stop here and there, as I do love the rain, but the thunder must be silenced all the same. The reality tree is true to me, and the storm must be weathered to show you peace. But hopefully this won't be in vain. But we'll see. We'll see. My heart goes out to people who have to suffer at the hands of their abusers, and then sometimes the person who was abused only knows abuse. So they continue the cycle. My goal as of a few months ago was to finish off my 1,000-song project, but not write about love as in boyfriend to girlfriend or husband to wife, but to understand love in a more universal way. From the time I was an infant, I was told that a Christ was a martyr who died a gory death to save humanity from sins that were placed in this world by someone who didn't succumb to the same demise. Well, that set up a slew of Christ says to and spare the rod, beat the child sayings that were used to justify abuse. These things were used on me at a very young age. I guess it was just as important for me to hear that as it was for me to hear and then later understand why said abuse took place at all. I have and will reference the band Tool a great deal, because honestly, if it wasn't for that band, I would have killed myself by now. In my young adult life, I began at the start of the beginnings to seek out help. A man found me and taught me in only 5 to 8 years what most people don't learn in a lifetime. He was the one who saved me from myself. I owe him more than I could ever pay him back. Even though we don't speak, he gave me so much, and one of the main things was the ability to understand myself. He even taught me how to live in the now, while still in the womb, something I didn't even know existed before then. At the age of 30, he was actually the main friend that I had and was an incredible mentor. When I started looking into Buddhism and listening to how they lived their lives, I connected the dots from what he taught me to the Buddhist way of living. I no longer have the fear that I experienced from about the age of 11 until about the age of 29. When I say fear, I mean terror, petrifying terror. I was raised a church boy, And so I lived my life out of the Bible alone and wasn't encouraged to look into anything else. I was even told that Buddhism was bad. Most of my life, the main band I listened to was Tool. Interestingly enough, I was about to turn 11 when Einema came out and the song Jimmy came on that album. So much of what Maynard said was so incredibly close to what was going on in my personal life that I swore he was sitting right beside me narrating my life. That album kept finding me over the years, and there was nothing I could do to control it. However, the second time around, the resolve that I found was in Tool's album, Fear Inoculum, and the song Descending resonated a great deal with me, and was the song that I listened to when I had thoughts of ending my life. Now I anticipate these next 500 songs may contain a few hard pills to swallow, and if some of my songs don't settle well with some of you, I get it. I completely understand. I feel like this is what I must do to evolve with this human experience. That I choose to stay inside this body, this illusionary world, this fabric of reality. I choose to live. As I mentioned earlier, the abuse that I experienced wasn't because I caused it, far from it. However, I did remind these women of the men who hurt them. So they did the only thing they knew to do to cope with the pain, and they attacked me over and over. The first time around, I didn't understand what was going on because no one helped me to understand that they weren't attacking Isaiah. They were attacking their memory, and I brought back traumatic memories for these women, thus was attacked. Finally, someone helped me see what really happened. So the second time around, I understood more so that what they were saying was what they thought was their current reality. So I became a target, but understood the root cause was more than meets the eye. I guess that's why I started running away at a young age, because I didn't understand what was going on. I just headed north because that's what I felt the pull to do. These things are fine, but all the same, these issues were not completely addressed. Some women would refuse getting help from a licensed therapist. Other times, the therapists were seen often, but as I began to study philosophy and psychology, I began to understand why they acted this way. However, the scars still remain. The way I saw it was, if I could help someone to resolve a few issues in their life, I didn't mind being their punching bag. I get it. They were angry at something in their minds from months or years before that at the time they had no control over. So the only control that they did have was to attack me. I get it, and I understand pain that is unresolved can be difficult to understand without proper guidance. Socrates said it best. The unexamined life is not worth living. To understand others, we must look inside and understand ourselves. If I don't make it through this, calm your mind with the smoke of some of your medicine. Have a shot of scotch or Jameson, or even a cup of your finest wine in memory of me, because it's not like I didn't try, but it was because it got to me before I could get to it and examine it fully. But if I do make it through, then Isaiah, you, my future friend, have everything you need sitting right beside you. As you finish writing spoken word piece 1000 of 1000, congratulations, sir. You didn't die. You're still alive. Now, if my songs hit too close to home for some of you, I apologize in advance. I am following what I feel like I need to do to help others resolve some past trauma in their personal lives, then maybe they will be able to move on. To those of you who will relate, just know you are never alone. Until the end of your life, I will be here for you. Just listen to my songs. At the same time, I'm writing an epic novel called She Sleeps, which will contain many, many more stories that will fill in the missing parts of this epilogue. Guys, I'm probably done after piece 1000. I really don't see a need to continue on. These 1000 songs hardly scratch the surface of my body of work, and I hope that the pain you are experiencing will soon start to heal in your life. If you have ever felt abandoned, so have I. If you have ever felt scared of someone who says they love you, so have I. If you have ever tried to run from an abuser, so have I. If you have ever been on the edge and wanted to jump off, so have I. If you have ever felt broken and so alone, emotionally drained, locked into a life you didn't choose, well, so have I. And it took me going through a lot to be who I am today. What would you give up to be free from something that has haunted you since childhood? What would you endure to help someone out of their personal hell? What would you go back to in order to understand yourself more? How far would you go to be free? What if the path you choose is right for you but goes against what you grew up doing? What if the path you were told to follow was wrong? What if you could see love in the way you were meant to see it? What if you finally understood love? Would you give up your past and the preconceptions of reality that you found were almost completely false? What would you do if you finally found the path of light? And the saddest part of this is that you realize this was not the first time being shown the path. Well, I was shown this book back in 2013 or 14 by the same person who saved me. Now, in 2021, it came back into my life, and I understand it now. I listen to the book all the time, and it has helped me shape my reality in such an amazing way. Another book that helps me besides The Path of Light is a book called Tao Te Ching, or The Book of the Way and How It Manifests Itself in the World. The first time the Book of Light was shown to me, I disregarded it sadly, but this time it will be what guides me. Please join me on this amazing journey as I will do my best to help you heal, as I continue to grow and yes, heal in my own life. I love you all and I wish you the best in your journey as your life is still being shaped. Let's grow together. Thank you for the continued support over the years, and I look forward to hearing your stories on how my songs helped you cope with your own personal life. My goal is to start putting my songs and books on Spotify this year so that I can make some money with my talents. If you would like to donate to me, I have a Venmo, Cashapp, and PayPal. Links are in the description. Thank you all. This is the best life you have. Make it count.